low pressure system churning over the Great Lakes will bring another round of rain to the tri-state area starting tonight. Clouds will increase this evening. A couple of forecast models show showers developing before midnight, while others hold the rain off until after midnight.
Lunch today will be chicken nuggets, mashed potatoes, green beans, hot rolls, and fruit choice.
Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yesterday, we forgot to announce the winner of our contest. Congratulations to Miss Devine's class for answering all of the questions correct. Stay tuned for our next news, quiz, and results. First up, the economy is a touchy topic, and some people are taking their anger to the streets. All these weekly protesters have flooded the New York City's financial district, some home to Wall Street. They say they want to send a message that they are not happy with the way money is being managed in the U.S. We're hoping to clog up the streets, keep people from getting to work, and derail the financial system. Because it's not working for most of the people on this planet, demonstrators said they were inspired by the protesters in the Arab world. They say it worked to create change in countries like Egypt, so why not here? Many here and in the Arab world are using social media to get organized, turning to Facebook and Twitter to plan demonstrations. So far, at least 7 people have been arrested.
It feels like a party in the capital of Libya, enjoying new freedoms, like singing and dancing, which used to be banned against the law. Citizens are celebrating the end of dictator Muammar Gaddafi's tight hold on the country. After a long and bloody revolution, rebel fighters now control most of the country. Life is starting to return to normal, and schools are finally back in session. Raising the flag of Libya's new leadership, even students are cheering and celebrating the end of dictator Gaddafi's rule. But the fighting isn't over yet. There are still clashes in some towns, and Gaddafi is believed to be hiding somewhere in the country. He has refused to formally step down in his messages broadcast on TV. He says that what is happening in Libya isn't real, and that once Western forces like the U.S. leave the country, he will be back in charge. Experts say Gaddafi is trying to convince the world that he is still in power, but his troops are outnumbered, and no one seems to be buying his act. Many world leaders have already met with the rebels, who helped take over most of the country. And they are also ready to start a new government. Back in the US, a new flag of the free Libya is flying among the community of nations at the UN General Assembly. Today, the Libyan people are writing a new chapter in the life of their nation. After 4 decades of darkness, they can walk the streets free from a tyrant.
Just before the New York Mets took the field on August 1st, they led the crowd in saluting Mitch Arnold, the first winner of the Gold M Award. Given by the M Foundation, the award honors young athletes who are role models in their communities. New York Mets All-Star David Wright presented Mitch with the award, along with a check for $20,000. M Foundation founder Josh Shaw and CEO of Medell Sporting Goods, Mitchell Medell, were also on hand to congratulate the young athlete. The true meaning of an athlete is not only to perform on the field, but to leverage those abilities in the community as well, said Wright. Mitch embodies everything an athlete should aspire to be. Big goals. Mitch grew up playing soccer in Fort Adkins, Wisconsin. In 2006, when he was 13 years old, he was inspired by the words of a visiting Haitian principal who talked about the poor children of Haiti. Mitch wanted to help, so he created a foundation called the Peace is the Goal Foundation. The foundation's aim is to spread goodwill around the world through soccer. So far, Mitch has shipped soccer equipment to children in 53 countries. It is fall. In the fall, Mitch will attend the University of Minnesota, but he will continue to give back. His message to other kids is be thankful for what you have, and don't be afraid to share your gifts with others.
And that's a wrap of today's headlines. Now on to this day in history and our fun fact for the day. On this day in history, in 1862, President Abraham Lincoln issues a preliminary Emancipation Proclamation, which sets a date for the freedom of more than 3 million black slaves in the United States, and recast the Civil War as a fight against slavery. When the Civil War broke out in 1861, shortly after Lincoln's inauguration as the American's 16th president, he maintained that war was not about restoring the Union and not about slavery. He avoided issuing an anti-slavery proclamation immediately, despite the urgings of abolitionists and radical Republicans. Miss Hoover.
Did you know that penguins don't live near fresh water? At least none that isn't frozen. Instead, they drink salt water. They have a special gland in their bodies to take the salt water out of the drink and pushes it to the grooves in their bill. A handy in-house filtration system.
Really? That's crazy talk. I had no idea that was true.
Well, now you know. Have a great weekend, North Point. We'll see you Friday morning with some more great news.
And remember, North Point, keep your paws up.